All right. Well, hello everyone. This is Christopher Davis, your professor for the ENC 00170027 course, the Integrated Reading and Writing class. I wanted to get this video out today to answer some questions and elaborate on the remaining essays that we have for the course. Um, and in addition to that, I wanted to do a quick little update to the intro, the welcome class video. I realized that that one was kind of outdated, and I apologize for that. Um, and to explain some other things here. So if you, just a little bit about me first. I'm a adjunct professor here at Northwest Florida State, which means I teach part-time. My primary job is on Egland, Monday through Friday over there. I'm a program manager working on a specific program for support equipment. And so I do this as a part-time thing, and I do it because I enjoy it. I love helping students and interacting with students, and just helping you work on your compositional skills, because as I see every day out on Egland, the communication skills are extremely important, orally and in the written form. One of the things that I try to do in my traditional classrooms is bring some of the or experiences that I've had out there into the classroom to kind of reinforce the need to work on these communication skills and make them a little more efficient and more effective in communicating thoughts and ideas in order to get projects moving along and have an impact out there in the career field. So, just a couple of things about the Canvas layout here. Of course, we had these reading responses, and these were kind of fast-tracked reading responses where I give you something to read, and then you come back and you discuss it with your classmates, and you write a little one-page response to it. The goal for these reading responses was to kind of give you an opportunity to kind of warm the brain up and get ready for the last three essays that are going to be rounding out the course, and the ones that I'm going to be talking about here in a few minutes. So hopefully you've taken the opportunity to go through and work those reading responses and submit a response to the Dropbox, and if you've made the most of that opportunity, you should have gotten some feedback from me. So what I do is I use the reading responses to kind of give you some feedback on grammar, punctuation, capitalization, sentence structures, etc. And more importantly, the basic flow of the paper from A to Z. What are you trying to say about a particular topic? What are the subpoints or subtopics that you're going to talk about in order to reinforce that thesis statement? And how is it logically ordered from A to B or from A to Z? Okay, so I still need to go through and finish up some of these reading responses, but please be on the lookout for some feedback. If you hadn't gotten feedback from me yet, you will be getting feedback from me very, very soon. So this weekend on Sunday, we have a very simple compare and contrast essay that is due. Now, this is a standardized format that we use here for many of our other classes, but I wanted to bring your attention to the specific nature of the request. Again, this is a paper that's going to be looking somewhere between 2 to 3 pages in a standardized MLA format, specific to the look and organization of the content. Okay, so Times New Roman or Arial font size, or font face with a 12-point size, double spaced on the page. Now, one of the things that you can do to help standardize the format is to create using Word. Right here, I'm going to show you using Word. You can create a new document from a template. Okay, and if you go up here in the search bar and type in MLA, you will get a template for the MLA format Let me move me out of the way here, and I hit create. And as you can see right here, everything's already formatted for you. Your name, you just fill out your name, my name, the course number, and the date of the submission. And then you come in here and you title it, and everything is already formatted as far as the double space. Of course, you can remove the pictures and stuff out of there. But a lot of this you can just kind of type over, delete and type over, but it'll keep the formatting for you. The other thing it'll do is format the works cited page for you. So that template is extremely helpful. I would recommend you download this and save it in a folder somewhere so that you can use it, copy and paste a new one, and use it as a template for your future essays. Okay, so that should take care of any kind of formatting issues that you may have with your document submission. The other thing that I request students do is to make sure that you use Microsoft Word, which should be you should have access to as part of your student account here. And if you're not able to access that, you'll want to contact the CITL or IT in order to kind of figure out what's going on with your account and why you're not able to access Word either online or downloading the application. And the reason why I say that is because I have a lot of students in my classroom that come in there and they encounter these issues trying to get Word installed on their machine. So there's a fix for that. I'm not smart enough to know how to do all of that. So we do have people here at Northwest that are experts in dealing with those kinds of issues. All right, so basically for the compare and contrast essay, what I'm looking for is the purpose of the essay is to compare and contrast two similar pieces of art or entertainment. That can be a book, movie, music, video games, whatever. I had a gentleman that emailed me this morning and asked, well, hey, can I compare and contrast two different video games? Absolutely. I'm a gamer myself. I love Madden. I love Fortnite. I play Fortnite with my son. So if you're in that area where you like video games, you can compare and contrast, say, Fortnite with Call of Duty or some other similar type of fighting game. Movies. One of the questions that I had in my day class was, can I compare and contrast a movie using its book form? So, for example, you're an avid reader and you like Lord of the Rings by Tolkien. Can you compare and contrast that to the movies? Absolutely, absolutely. And anything else. So basically, what I want you to do is find something that you're interested in. Though don't select a topic that you think that I want to read about or that I care about. I want you to select a topic that you care about, because if you do, you're going to do a much better job writing that essay, because you're going to be writing about something that you care about. And I guarantee you put enthusiasm into that paper, I'm going to pick up on that, and that's going to make me excited to read it too. Okay, so again, just pick a topic, and compare and contrast it using two different forms of medium right there, whether it's music, books, or whatnot. Okay. Again, the goal of this is to practice some research and some documentation. Although documentation is what I mean by that, citations using MLA citations is not required for this for this particular assignment. However, if you want to practice that skill, feel free to do so. And again, I will give you some feedback and comments on the use of MLA, but specifically, I want to highlight right here, the student will demonstrate a competency in grammar, specifically American English grammar, with an emphasis on the following skills: word choice, avoiding wordiness, going on and on and on and on, run-on sentences, stuff like that, coordinating the subjunctive clause, parallelism, avoiding sentence fragments, comma splices, all of the common mechanical errors that we all are guilty of. It's just an opportunity for you to prepare a rough draft, send it to me, I give you some feedback, and specifically regarding that, for those who tend to have more proficient skills, you may end up doing very well on the exam, essay, making an A or a B, and you may be happy with that. And if you are, there's nothing more that you need to do. But for those who didn't perform as well, it's an opportunity for you to get some feedback from me, learn from those mistakes. You can submit a revised version of that essay, and then you know, increase your grade. I won't give you the full credit towards what you could have made, but however, I will give you partial credit, and that'll bring that grade up. Again, the goal is to take your skill set that is here and increase it and get it to here by the time you turn in that very last essay. Okay, so these are some guidelines here that I want you to look through and understand. If you have any questions about them, feel free to email me and I'll elaborate and get you some feedback on that. Again, even though I'm working full time on Eglin, I am available 24/7. Even at work, I have my MacBook with me and it's always open, and I have the email open, so I'm responding. So feel free to contact me and let me know if you have any questions. Another question that I did have from email was this section right here. Your essay should include an introduction, body paragraphs, and conclusion. That is the standard format. The three-part of the essay is an introduction with a thesis, a focal point for what you're writing about and what you want to say about it. Body paragraphs that are organized in a way to kind of back up that thesis statement, and then a conclusion to wrap up and remind the reader of everything that you tried to say about that topic. It says here the essay should not use a standard three-part thesis statement or the 5-paragraph essay structure. What do I mean by that? I don't want you to limit yourself that, hey, I have to make this essay in 5 paragraphs. You may only require 4 paragraphs to say what you need to say, or maybe you need 6 or 7 paragraphs. In other words, be flexible with the content and allow the paper to grow naturally as you're writing about it. Don't get so focused on, oh, it's got to have 5 paragraphs in there, 1 for an intro, 3 for the body, and 1 for the conclusion. Don't limit yourself, because when you get that stuck, fixated on that specific number, it's going to create anxiety, and then you're going to lose the ability to allow that essay to grow naturally. You're going to be you're going to try to control every piece and part of it. It's just going to cause you a lot of stress and anxiety. Going back here to the 3-part thesis statement, I want to bring up an example. I'm going to open up a new window here. And I want to use this essay example here. And I'm going to do another video on this essay example because I think it's in many ways a great example of how an essay should be structured. But at the same time, it's a great example of some things not to do. It is littered with mistakes, and it's there for a reason, to show you, the good and the bad. And again, I'll create another video later today and kind of peruse through this and explain how it's structured and the things that are right about it and the things that are wrong about it. But if you look right here, when I say a multi-part thesis, I'm specifically talking about the thesis statement. And in this essay titled, well, let me bring this back because it looks like it's zeroing me out. Hopefully, let me zoom in. Okay, this is fine right here. The 1980s brought many things that shaped and made me the way I am today. That's a great beginning to a thesis statement, because a thesis statement is a general statement followed by specific examples. The general statement should immediately ask you, well, why, or how, or what are you talking about? It should cause you to form some questions. So when someone says the 80s brought about many things that shaped me and made me the way I am today, okay, what things? How did it shape and change you? When specifically did that happen in the 80s? because that's a long decade. So those questions carry over into the specific examples. But the problem with this thesis statement is that it's a multi-part thesis statement. And there's nothing wrong with a multi-part thesis statement, but at the college level, we don't want to be that specific. All right. We want to generalize it or make it a little more ambiguous to kind of encourage the reader to keep reading. You don't want to answer everything right there at the beginning, or the reader is just going to stop and go, okay, I know what this is about, move on. Right. So you want to you want to word this in a way that would provide an opportunity for you as the writer to explain specifically what you're going to say about that topic. So if I were writing this, the 1980s brought about many things that shaped me and changed me the way I am today because of significant events that impacted me during my childhood. Right? So that right there, when I say specific events took place that impacted me in my childhood, um, I'm alerting your attention to the fact that, hey, I'm about to explain specifically, but keep reading. In other words, you keep reading. It's almost like leaving a breadcrumb trail, right? You don't want to give someone the whole, if you want to lead them to a destination, you don't want to give them the whole slice of bread before you even get there. No, you want to encourage them to go along, so you leave little breadcrumbs and encourage them to keep following you to get to that end destination. All right. So that's why we say a multi-part thesis, and this is a multi-part thesis because it's specific in its wording. Well, from the Milwaukee Brewers going to the World Series in 1982 to the Cabbage Patch Kids in 1983 to the Challenger. I mean, that's theoretically correct. It's three specific events, but you can word it in a way that's kind of a little more ambiguous, that is specific, but it's not specific enough to give the reader everything, give the whole bread slice to them up front. Okay, so that's what we mean by multi-part thesis. Again, I will go through this essay example later in a video and upload it to Canvas, or upload it to YouTube, and I'll link it on Canvas for you guys. Okay, the essay submission should be an attached Word document by 11:59 p.m. Again, you have some time over the weekend and through Sunday to work on your 2 to 3 page essay. Hopefully, you guys have been working on that. And again, this is an opportunity for you to upload it. It's not the final draft. So get your thoughts out, organize it as best you can, be particular about the mechanics, and then upload it. And whatever grade I give it, don't think that's the end point, because it's not the end point. It's an opportunity for me to turn around and analyze it, offer some suggestions for improvement, give you some feedback on the mechanical problems, and then send that back to you on Canvas so that you can rework the paper as needed and as required, resubmit it, and you're going to get a higher grade for it if you happen to get an average grade or a below average grade. Okay, so and honestly, that is going to be the method of or the mode of operations for all three of these essays. Again, I know that they're coming down pretty quickly, and one's, I've tried to space these out so that you're not stressed, and having to produce a lot of content at a very short amount of time. Tried to space these out pretty well. So honestly, considering the scope of each one, I've given you enough time, I think. But if you were negatively impacted from unforeseen circumstances and you need a little extra time, please email me and I'll work with you on that. Okay. All right. So in a nutshell, that's what we have regarding the rest of the class. Again, I'll produce another couple of videos and talk about each one of these essays, during their respective times. But again, I will compile another essay, or another video on this essay example, and go through it paragraph by paragraph to highlight some things that I think should be mimicked, and then things that I think you should look out for, not to, some errors that you should look out for to not commit yourself when working on your own essays and submitting them. Okay. All right, so that'll do it for this video, and I try to keep them 20 minutes or less, and I think I'm right at 21, so I'm doing pretty good here. So I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks.